Thus, for opening a sutra, the unsurpassed profound and wonderful Dharma is difficult to encounter in hundreds of millions of aeons. I now see and hear it, receive and uphold it, and I vow to fathom the Tathagata's true meaning. The Wonderful Dharma, Lotus Flower Sutra, Volume 14, Chapter 20, Never Slighting Bodhisattva. Sutra. At that time, the Buddha told the Bodhisattva Mahasattva great strength. You should now know that if someone reviles, abuses or slanders a bhikshu, a bhikshuni, upasaka or upasika, who upholds the Dharma Flower Sutra, he will incur great offense retribution, as described above. The meritorious virtues obtained through the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, gained by the upholder of the sutra, are also as described above. Great strength, once limitless, boundless, inconceivable as sankheyas of eons ago, there was a Buddha by the name of King of Awesome Sound, thus come one worthy of offerings, one of proper and pervasive knowledge, one perfect in clarity and conduct, well gone one who understands the world, unsurpassed Lord, regulating hero, teacher of gods and humans, Buddha, world-honored one. His aeon was named apart from decay. His country was named Great Accomplishment. In that world, the Buddha, King of Awesome Sound, spoke the Dharma for the gods, humans, and asuras. To those who sought to be hearers, he spoke the Dharma of the Four Truths, to take them across birth, old age, sickness, and death, to ultimate nirvana. To those who sought to be Pacceka Buddhas, he spoke the Dharma of the 12 causes and conditions. For the Bodhisattvas, in order to lead them to Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, he spoke the Dharma of the 6 paramitas, which culminates in Buddha wisdom. Great strength. The Buddha, King of Awesome Sound, had a lifespan of aeons equal in number to the grains of sand in 40 myriads of kotis of nayutas of Ganges rivers. His proper Dharma dwelt in the world for aeons equal in number to the motes of dust in a single Jambudvipa. The Dharma image age dwelt in the world for aeons equal in number to the motes of dust in one set of 4 continents. After benefiting living beings, he passed into stillness. After the proper and image Dharma had become completely extinct, in this country yet another Buddha appeared, also by the name of King of Awesome Sound, thus come one worthy of offerings, one of proper and pervasive knowledge, one perfect in clarity and conduct, well gone one who understands the world, unsurpassed Lord, regulating hero, teacher of gods and humans, Buddha, world-honored one. In this way, in sequence, there were 20,000 kotis of Buddhas, all of the same name. When the first thus come one, King of Awesome Sound, had passed into stillness, and after the extinction of his proper Dharma, during the Dharma image age, there were bhikshus of overweening pride, who assumed great power. At that time, there was a bhikshu bodhisattva by the name of Never Slighting. Great strength. For what reason was he called Never Slighting? Whomever this bhikshu met, be it a bhikshu, bhikshuni, upasaka or upasika, he would bow to them all and praise them, saying, I deeply respect all of you, and dare not slight you. Why? You are all practicing the Bodhisattva path, and shall attain Buddhahood. This bhikshu did not read or recite sutras, but specialized in making obeisance to the point that when he saw the 4 assemblies from afar, he would approach them, bow, and praise them, saying, I dare not slight you, for you shall all become Buddhas. Within the 4 assemblies, there were some who grew irate, those with impure minds, who reviled him with foul mouths, saying, "Where did this senseless bhikshu come from, who says, 'I dare not slight you,' and then gives us predictions, saying we shall become Buddhas? We don't need such false predictions." In this way, for many years he was scolded and reviled, but he never got angry. He always said, "You shall become Buddhas." When he said that, those people would beat him with sticks or throw stones at him. He would run off, stand at a distance, and shout out, "I dare not slight you, for you shall all become Buddhas." Because he always said that, the bhikshus, bhikshunis, upasakas, and upasikas of overweening pride gave him the name Never Slighting. When this bhikshu's life was coming to an end, in space he heard all of the complete 20,000 myriad kotis of verses of the Dharma Flower Sutra previously spoken by the Buddha, King of Awesome Sound. He was able to receive and uphold them all. He immediately obtained the purity of the eye and the purity of the ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, as mentioned above. Having obtained the purity of the 6 senses, his lifespan was further increased by 2 million kotis of nayutas of years. He extensively spoke the Dharma Flower Sutra for others. At that time, the 4 assemblies of bhikshus, bhikshunis, upasakas, and upasikas of overweening pride, who had ridiculed him and named him Never Slighting, saw that he had gained great powers of spiritual penetrations, the power of the eloquence of delight in speech, and the power of great wholesome silence. Hearing what he said, they faithfully submitted to him and followed him. This bodhisattva further transformed thousands of myriads of kotis of multitudes, causing them to dwell in Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. When his life was over, he was able to encounter 2,000 kotis of Buddhas, all named brightness of sun, moon, lamp. Within their dharmas, he spoke the Dharma Flower Sutra. By means of these causes and conditions, he further encountered 2,000 kotis of Buddhas, all named Cloud-like Comfort Lamp King. Within the Dharma of those Buddhas, he received, upheld, read, recited, and spoke for others of the 4 assemblies this sutra, and so obtained the purity of his ordinary eye and the purity of his ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. He spoke the Dharma in the 4 assemblies with a heart free of fear. Great strength. The Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Never Slighting, made offerings to as many Buddhas as these, revering, honoring, and praising them, and planting roots of goodness. He later encountered 1,000 myriad kotis of Buddhas, and within the Dharma of all these Buddhas, he spoke this sutra. When his merit and virtue were realized, he became a Buddha. Great strength. What do you think? At that time, could the Bodhisattva Never Slighting have been anyone else? He was none other than myself. Had I not, in former lives, received, upheld, read, and recited this sutra, and explained it to others, I would not have been able to gain Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi so quickly. Because in the presence of former Buddhas, I received, upheld, read, and recited this sutra, and explained it to others, I quickly gained Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Great strength. Because at that time, the 4 assemblies of bhikshus, bhikshunis, upasakas, and upasikas hatefully reviled me, and for 200 kotis of aeons, they did not encounter a Buddha or hear the Dharma or meet the Sangha. For 1,000 aeons, they suffered great torment in the Avicii hell. Having received their punishment, they once again encountered Never Slighting Bodhisattva, who taught and transformed them to Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Great strength. What do you think? At that time, could the four assemblies who constantly slighted this bodhisattva have been anyone else? They were just Bhadrapala Bodhisattva and the 500 bodhisattvas in this assembly, Lion Moon and the 500 bhikshus, and Sugata Chaitanya and the 500 upasakas, all of whom are irreversible from Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Great strength. You should know that the Dharma Flower Sutra greatly benefits all the bodhisattvas mahasattvas, causing them to arrive at Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Therefore, after the passing into stillness of the Daskam One, all the bodhisattvas mahasattvas should always receive, uphold, read, and recite this sutra, explain it to others, and write it out. At that time, the world-honored one, wishing to restate this meaning, spoke verses saying, in the past there was a Buddha by the name of King of Awesome Sound, with limitless spiritual powers and wisdom. He guided all living beings. Gods, humans, dragons, and spirits made offerings to him. After this Buddha's passing into stillness, when the Dharma was about to become extinct, there was a bodhisattva by the name of Never Slighting. At that time, the four assemblies were attached to the Dharma. The bodhisattva Never Slighting would approach them and say to them, I will not slight you, for you are practicing the way and shall become Buddhas. Hearing that, they slighted him, slandered and reviled him, and Never Slighting Bodhisattva endured it all. When his punishment was finished, at the end of his life, he got to hear this sutra, and his six sense faculties were purified. By the power of spiritual penetrations, his lifespan was increased, and for the sake of others, he vastly spoke this sutra. The multitudes who were attached to Dharma all received this Bodhisattva's teaching and successfully were led to dwell in the Buddha way. When Never Slighting lives ended, he met with countless Buddhas, and because he spoke this sutra, he obtained limitless blessings. Gradually, perfecting his merit and virtue, he quickly realized the Buddha way. At that time, Never Slighting was indeed myself. At that time, four assemblies were attached to the Dharma. Hearing Never Slighting's words, you shall become Buddhas. By means of those causes and conditions were countless Buddhas encountered. The multitude of 500 bodhisattvas in this assembly, and the men and women of pure faith within the four assemblies, are now in front of me, listening to the Dharma. In former lives, I exhorted these people to listen to and receive this sutra, which is the foremost Dharma. I instructed them and led them to dwell in nirvana, and life after life to receive and uphold a sutra such as this. For only in millions and millions of myriads of aeons, inconceivable in number, can one get to hear the Dharma Flower Sutra, and only in millions and millions of myriads of aeons, inconceivable in number, do the Buddhas, world-honored ones, happen to speak this sutra. Therefore, the practitioner, after the Buddha's passing, on hearing this sutra, should not give rise to doubts, but should, with a single mind, extensively proclaim this sutra, so that life after life he may meet the Buddhas and quickly realize the Buddha way.